if I had a target straight in front of me and I aim my feet straight at it, I'm actually going to be hitting to the right of the target. And what the fault that comes with this is we know that we're aiming our feet and our body at the target, which is actually aimed to the right. All right, so the fix that you can do to get it to go on plane or to go at the target is two things. You can Today we're going to talk about swing faults that are mainly caused due to aim and some simple setup mistakes that you might be having without you knowing about it. If you're brand new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell button. You'll see our future videos that we have coming out. If you enjoy the content today, give us a thumbs up, and we're going to get going and make your swing improve without you having to do a whole lot, just based off of how you think about your setup and your aim. The first thing that you're going to need is an alignment rod, a broken shaft, or even just a golf club. All right, you're going to lay these down as you practice, but this is one of the biggest mistakes that basically everybody makes. If a tour player comes kind of for a lesson, most of the time it's just based off a setup. They just got a little bit off course, maybe on their aim or their body alignments. So the first thing we're going to talk about is your setup. So one of the mistakes that we commonly see is we aim at the target with our feet and with our body. So the problem with aiming your feet and your body at the target, it actually means that you're aimed right of target. So if I had a target straight in front of me and I aim my feet straight at it, I'm actually going to be hitting to the right of the target. And what the fault that comes with this is we know that we're aiming our feet and our body at the target, which is actually aimed to the right. All right, so the fix that you can do to get it to go on plane or to go at the target is two things. You can either come over the top of it and pull it back online, okay, or the other one is you start flipping your hands just so the face closes and it goes at the target. The problem is what happens if you hit it straight. All right, you're going to miss it to the right of the green a lot. You might start blowing stuff right, and this is a fault just based off of how you aim. The same thing goes as if you are somebody who tends to cut the ball or even slice it. You start aiming further and further left, and so you start swinging more and more over the top to curve it back to your target, and so your over the top mistake becomes even worse. Right? If you aim even further right of the target, okay, and you play a draw, you're going to start dropping it more and more underneath, hitting bigger and bigger swinging draws that you just can't control. So the very basic thing that you can do to automatically help you hit the ball straighter is make sure that your aim is correct. Make sure that it is parallel with your target rather than at your target, left of your target, right of your target. Okay, very simple thing that you can do. When you go to the range, or even if you're just out playing a practice round, just lay down a stick, lay down a club, and get used to what it feels like to aim parallel with your target rather than off course. Mistake number 2 tends to happen when you set up to it. So we're just going to pretend that you have a perfect setup and you do this. Everything looks great. You look at the target, you're going to turn your whole body, which is part of the mistake. And then when you set your club back down, your shoulders are open, okay? That is a mistake that leads the shoulders open. Shoulders tend to lead the plane of the golf club a lot, right? So if you have shoulders that are aimed left just because you had to move your whole body to look at the target, all right, you're gonna tend to have a plane that leads to a fade or a slice. Now, if you notice that you are the person who tends to look and move their whole body at the target and sets up with their shoulders open, this is how you have to address that. This will also help with you aim with everything, chipping, putting. Everything needs to go down this route. So when you look at your target, you need to start thinking about your chin turning underneath to look at the target. Okay? That will fix the open posture when you set up to it. It'll improve your path. All right, it doesn't make it perfect. You might still be doing some other stuff weird, but That will help you aim, especially with putting. So if you struggle with aiming with putting or with chipping or very simple shots, if you just start to turn your chin underneath and get your eyes to follow a path, automatically you're going to hit the ball straighter. You're going to aim better. Hopefully it'll fix some of the swing mistakes that might be caused due to the first thing that you're just going to aim wrong. Now our final mistake that we make when we set up to it is what your posture is from face on. So a lot of times we tend to lean and our body's kind of left, or our spine is kind of left or right on top of the ball. Okay, this a lot of time leads to the reverse tilt, which either leads to over the top or sliding coming underneath it at big flip hooks. Okay, I'll put a little card up on the top where you can see how your spine should move, but basically when you set up to it, you should have a tilt in your golf swing. This will help with so many different things in your golf swing if you can start with this tilt and maintain the tilt throughout your golf swing. Okay, that is a fault. Sometimes it's just because of eye dominance. If you're left eye dominant, sometimes you tend to look at it this way. All right, but you need to just make sure when you set up to it, weight is pretty evenly distributed. Sometimes it's 45-55 or 55-45, it doesn't really matter. Just somewhat even. Make sure your body has a tilt to it. All right, for some of us, it might feel like we're really behind the golf ball. Okay, and again, make sure you have that tilt. Try to maintain that tilt. That'll fix a lot of problems. So the next time you go out to the range, make sure you're aiming right. Put down that alignment rod. Make sure that you are turning your chin, not opening your setup when you look at it. And then finally, number 3, make sure you have that tilt. You conquer those 3 things and automatically your swing will start to come together a little bit closer.